Okay, so our next lesson here is going to be what I call the quadruple win. So we'll start with the first three. Three people have to win on every single job we go to. First of all, the customer has to win. If the customer doesn't win, they're going to more than likely be upset with us, which means they're not going to call us back, which means we're going to go out of business, and that means you don't have a job. Second, the technician has to win. If you, the technician, are not getting paid a fair wage, not treated fairly, not getting fair benefits, overworked, underworked, any of those things, over time you're probably not going to treat the customer as good as you should, and then the same thing's going to happen. Customer's not going to call us back, they're not going to refer us to friends and family members, we're going to go out of business, you won't have a job. Then the company has to win also. The company has to be able to make a profit. The company needs to be able to afford training, like these seminars. They need to afford trucks and advertising and office staff and all kinds of things like that. So all three of these have to win on every single job. Sometimes, and on that note, not one of these is worth more than the other. So it's not like, well, as long as the customer's happy, who cares? Or as long as the technician's happy, who cares? Or as long as the company makes a profit, who cares? No, that's not true. Now, one of the biggest things I see in this industry is underpricing. So if we go to a job and let's say we price it really low, it may appear that the customer won. But let's think about this. Let's say we do a job really cheap, okay? Then what happens is I can't afford to keep the best technicians. If I can't afford the best technicians, I'm not going to keep my customers happy. If I don't keep my customers happy, I'm going to not make any money, and my company's going to go out of business. So all three have to win every time. Now, I added one more called the installer. If you have an install crew behind you, this is becoming more and more popular in this industry. HVAC, it's obviously been going on for a long time, but companies are now putting install crews behind their electrical and plumbing divisions. The installer has to win also. So if you're out there proposing solutions and selling solutions to homeowners, especially large jobs, we have to set the installer up for success. Meaning they need the information. What are we doing on this project? What was told to the homeowner? Okay, the parts have to be ordered properly. If we don't order the proper parts, now we show up to the house, the installer's like, okay, I get what we're doing, but I don't have any parts. So now the installer has to either run and go get the parts, or the company loses because we got to carry the parts out to the house. We waste time, we waste money, all those things. We have to price the jobs. Now, different companies charge or pay their people different ways. At Service Today, our installers get paid a percentage of the job. So if that's the case, if you give away free things, the installer is doing this work and they're basically doing it for free. An example of that would be like, okay, well, we're going to install, we're going to do a whole bathroom remodel. And we're going to do all this plumbing work, and oh, you wanted an outside spigot in the back? Yeah, we'll just throw that in since you're doing this big job. Well, no. Now the installer goes out there, he roughs in the whole bathroom, he finishes the bathroom, he gets paid for all that, but now he has to go put in a free water spigot? No. Now, what if that water spigot fails in 2 years, and we give a 3-year warranty on that? Well, now we go back out there, we waste a whole nother time slot doing a warranty job for something that we never got paid for. Or what if that water spigot fails at some inspection and we're like, oh, I didn't realize I tapped off too small a water line, or whatever code we might have broken. Now we got to go back out there and fix a water spigot that we never should have done in the first place and not charge for it. So we have to charge something for everything. Now, there are certain situations on larger jobs that we can charge a little bit less for some smaller projects because they're doing a larger job. We call that an efficiency discount. So because we're being efficient and we're doing more work in your home, we can sometimes charge less. However, we have to charge something for everything. We never give away something for free. You're going to have customers who are going to really try to manipulate you into doing free work for them. Here's an example. Let's say we're working in a house and we're doing an $8,000 electrical job. And halfway through, the homeowner comes with a shop light. And they're like, hey, while you're here, could you put this light up here? Just whenever, go ahead and do that. And most technicians will be like, oh, yeah, sure, yeah, I can do that for you. And you think, well, it's only going to take 15, 20 minutes. It doesn't matter. If that light doesn't work, you're to blame. If that house burns down, whether that was the reason for the fire or not, our insurance is liable for that light fixture that might have malfunctioned. So we can't do free work. If that same situation happened, you just politely tell the customer, yeah, I can give you an option on that, or I can give you a proposal on that, which tells them, I'm going to charge you for it. That same situation has actually happened in the past. That exact, can you install this fluorescent light? We did it. We did it for free because the technician didn't charge for it. And guess what happened? The next day on that job, the homeowner came with another thing. Oh, hey, and while you're here, could you also do this, that, and the other? He's getting free work. We can't do that, okay? So the installer has to win. So all four of these people have to win on every single job. And I know it sounds easy, but sometimes it's not, okay? Sometimes we might go to a callback. Let's say we installed a kitchen faucet. And the customer bought it at Home Depot, and they just paid us to install it. We go out there, and the faucet's leaking because something's wrong internally of the faucet. Well, if we go out there and the customer's like, oh, yeah, okay, so it's a bad faucet. We didn't provide the faucet. Sometimes, they'll be like, oh, yeah, I'll take this off. Just go ahead and go get a new one, and we'll come back and put in the new one. Well, no, now we had a time slot where we installed the faucet. Now we went back to tell the homeowner that the faucet is still broken. Then we got to come back another time to install the second faucet. Well, we just took 3 time slots for one job. In that scenario, the customer won. The technician lost because he's not getting paid for those 2. The company really lost, right? That doesn't work. All 3 have to win. We can't do free work because then at least 2 of these people lose. Maybe 3 of these people lose. So that's the quadruple win. Make sure you're taking care of the customer. Make sure you're getting paid for it. Make sure the company is making something. And making sure your installer is set up for success. That's the triple win.